The Dallas show proved to be tricky waters for this persnickety card shark. The Dallas show is actually in Allen, Texas, about a 4.5-hour drive for me. So this was a bit of an investment just to get there. About $75 in gas round trip, $12 to park for the day, and a $35 VIP entry fee. This meant I was about $125 deep just to walk in the door. But it's fun, and I enjoy it, so the money is the cost of entertainment. And there was a lot of entertainment. 5 rooms to get through, and more than 700 tables, so I was in the door just as they opened. I've been amassing a collection of sealed packs recently, 1 pack for every complete set that I have in the collection, and I'm working on a custom inbox solution to display the packs too. So my first pickup of the day was 2 wax packs, 88 Fleer and 88 Donruss, $1 a piece. You'll see these again in a few weeks. But for now, they just went into my backpack. First impressions was that this show, on a Friday, when the kids should have been in school, was packed. And packed with kids. Doing my best to move around the little rascals. Another target for me at this show is an 89 score update Griffey rookie for another set project I've been working on. Check out my Junk Wax Nightmare Collection series for more info there. This dealer had every Griffey card from 89, 90, and 91 except for the 89 score update. An early strikeout. Other first impressions, aside from the crowds and the kids, was the Mike Trout card market is dropping like houses in Oz. $640 for this card, which means $550 in real life. This used to be many thousands. Now it's got a sale tag on it. Some early vintage finds included some E121 American Caramels, but sadly no Phillies lay within, and a 1941 double play Phillies card of Dan Litweiler. $190 is a lot for that card, so I'll wait to pick it up ungraded, hopefully around the $50 mark. There was just as much Pokemon and TCG in every aisle as there was sports cards. I still feel a certain way about this, but more or less have accepted it as a new fact of card show life. Into one of the 3 small rooms I went on my first lap to discover the Nolan Ryan Bloody Lip card priced at $20. I have recently come into possession of several of these cards, so was noting the price with a raised eyebrow. But next to it, what the heck is that card? It's the 1989 Leaf Griffey rookie. I've been working on some 89 Donruss sets, and I am attempting now to put together a master set of sorts. This would make a nice addition to it. The same dealer offered the 89 Fleer Griffey 2, a card I need for another master set completion. We agreed on $12 for the pair. When I asked if he had the score update rookie too, as I didn't see it in his boxes. Under the table he went into a hidden box, and out popped the score rookie. Glad I asked. $15 was a strong price, but I got him down to $10 for it, making it $22 for the trio of Griffey rookies. I left feeling I may have overpaid, but glad I didn't leave them on the table over just a few dollars. Continuing my first perusal lap, I burst forth into the main room. I love this vibe. High expectations everywhere, cash everywhere, and the smell of toxic masculinity and bro culture, which is really just a combination of too much cologne, BO, and vapes. It's hilarious, and I love it. One of the first tables in the door had team boxes, which always stop me, but this guy didn't have a Phillies section. I asked him if I was just missing it, and the guy said, "Nah, I just don't like them." Okay, but your potential customers do. A potential customer at your table with cash burning a hole in his pocket that he almost exclusively spends on Phillies cards. But you do you, I guess. With an eye roll, I continued my perusal lap. Not too long after, I came upon this dealer who had the single greatest collection of Bryce Harper rookies I've ever seen or even known about. Every variation of his rookie auto was in this case in high grade. A truly remarkable assemblage of a single player. This included the very rare 2012 Topps Red Helmet rookie auto in a PSA 10. I asked what he wanted for it, expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of $5,000, and he came back with $6,000. Yikes. That is 4 mortgage payments. Maybe one day, but not any day while I have a mortgage. Cool collection, nonetheless. Some more investigation into Griffey cards brought me face to face with this Joker's box. He had the 91 Donruss Griffey priced at $30, and there were multiple copies. I asked him, as nicely as I could, "Are you really at $30 for this card?" Maybe there was something about the Griffey market that I just didn't know. And he immediately went into a blustery, bogus speech about the Griffey market and how I don't know a thing about cards and how he had a really hot girlfriend that lives in Canada. Okay, I made up that last part. I wished him good luck with the show as I moseyed off, grumbling to myself about having been insulted, certain which of the two of us knew more about cards. The Dallas show isn't quite the National, but it's a big enough show that you see flashy cases like this one, with a host of T206 Cobbs and a John Hancock autograph. I found a dealer with a case of packs and noted the prices, hoping to find others to comparison shop. The 1980 Topps pack for $55 was a good price, and I should have just bought it. But I didn't, because I'm an idiot, and of course when I returned later it was gone. Same with the 81 and 83 packs at $25, and the 82 pack also. I ran across this custom card of Jose Canseco from one of the greatest Simpsons episodes of all time, and Canseco had autographed it. Very cool. Or how about 4 no-name-on-front Frank Thomas rookies? He wanted $5,000 for the Beckett 7, so I didn't bother asking about the higher grades. And the same dealer had not 1, but 2 PSA 10 1991 Desert Shield Chipper Jones rookies. He was asking $15,000 each for anyone curious about the market for this elusive card. Notice the gold ring? I was seeing a lot of these. These are slab bumpers, and they seem to be becoming more common. This guy's case was so scratched you could barely even see his merchandise, but he did have a few boxes out of the cases, including a complete 1989 score update set, which of course has the Griffey I just bought for $10 in it, and he wanted the whole set for $5. Okay, so I overpaid for the score Griffey, but mine was sharp and centered, and this one was in a sealed box and not guaranteed to be either of those things. Or at least that's what I told myself as I walked away contemplating Schrodinger's Griffey rookie. All the way in the back of the main room was another guy selling wax packs, and I was able to snag packs from 89 Donruss, 92, and 93 Topps. Also in the back was a 50-cent box where I found this 1996 Pinnacle Denny's card of Barry Bonds that had a really slick hologram of it that fit several frames of action on it. Denny's has inedible food, but this is cool. I would have bought it but for the damage on the front. Out of the same 50-cent box was this score rookie of Frank Thomas, and this Topps Finest rookie of Adrian Beltre. I have been pontificating a lot lately about rookies, both about the definition thereto and the price thereof. Here were 2 Hall of Fame rookies for $1. Must buy, will buy, did buy. Also in the same 50-cent box was the 1991 Donruss Ken Griffey Jr., which is exactly where I would expect to find it. I thought long and hard about buying it for 50 cents and then going back to Johnny Card Expert and selling it to him for $10 so he could flip it for $30, but I didn't. I was happy to wallow in my correctness. The vintage was few and far between here at the Dallas Show, and I know that the Dallas Show is known for having a modern focus. But I did find a few 1953 exhibits cards of Del Ennis and Jimmy Constanti, the latter of which is the image used on his Bowman cards of this era. These were $5 each. Having recently completed some late 70s Topps sets, I was happy to see a 1979 Topps set for $250 and a 78 Topps set for $300, far more than the $0 I paid for mine. The dealer next door had a 1976 Topps partial set. Now I'm on the lookout for a 75 or 76 starter set, and this set is more than a starter set, but I wanted to see where he was. He said he wanted $1 per card. Okay. That's a 660 card set, minus 20 cards that are missing, so you want $640 for it? He nodded. Now, 76 Topps complete sets with graded rookies regularly transact in the $400 range, so this was another instance of my prior research keeping me out of a bad deal. I told him I'd pass. A dollar box coughed up this Brett Myers rookie from 2000 that I didn't already have, and next to that dealer was a case with some great vintage in it, all rare backs and rare cards. There were some T207 brownbacks that caught my eye as I am working on that team set and need some of the broadleaf back cards. Amongst the T206s, he had a cycle back and a Hindu as well. So I asked the guy to see the T207 cards, and this dealer gave me the up and down and said, "I kid you not. Are you sure? Those are expensive." He wasn't kidding around. He was insulting me for absolutely no reason by implying that I didn't look like I could afford any of the cards in that case. Without missing a beat, and with a completely expressionless face, I said I'm looking for the T207 broadleaf back of Phillies player Earl Moore, grade 4 or less. Do you have it? He paused. He seemed to sense that I wasn't too happy with his previous comment. He took out the stack, flipped through them, did not offer the cards to me to inspect, and said that he didn't have it. "Thanks," I said, as I turned and walked away, my patience growing thin. A few tables down, I found a vintage dealer with some ungraded stuff in his case and some Phillies cards on top. My kind of stuff. When I asked if I could see the cards, this dealer just gave me the keys and told me to help myself while he attended to other customers. Two very different prejudicial assessments of my character, just a few moments apart. I helped myself to 2 American Caramel cards and this very cool 1911 T201 Mecca Cigarettes bifold of John Titus and Chaz Doohan. If you've never seen these cards before, you get 2 players in one card by folding it in half, and the legs and the feet work for both players. This is a new set addition to my collection, as I don't own any other T201s. And now I have an excuse to buy more. We agreed on $200 for the trio of cards. I happily took the cash out of my pocket and plopped 2 crisp Benjamins down on his case. I shook his hand, thankful to have been treated like a gentleman. I passed on a 2025 Golden Mirror of Aaronola at $30. I offered $20 to no avail. And I passed a large table with player boxes, realizing I hadn't yet snagged a Harper for the kid, who was at school while I was busy being insulted by card dealers. In I went and came out with this 2015 Bowman card, which is really just a beautiful image. That's a great baseball card right there. He'll be thrilled. I came face to face with the 1992 Fleer Update card of Jeff Kent in a PSA 8 for $45, and that's the Hall of Fame tax right there. 6 months ago, and this card was a quarter. And speaking of Hall of Fame rookies, I found a 1987 Fleer Update rookie of Greg Maddux and a 1983 Fleer Tony Gwynn rookie, both under the $10 mark I talked about a few weeks ago. I included this Seth Johnson rookie auto for my team set, and we agreed on $15 for the trio. Hall of Fame rookies for under $10 are always a buy. And since I cracked a joke about the 1977 Topps Dick Pole card a few weeks back, the last card I needed to complete my 77 Topps set, here's a dealer that framed all the players with questionable names together. Dick Pole, Richard Lovelady, and Pete Lecoq all in one, and a second with Lecoq, Dick Pole, and Rusty, Kuntz. Hilarious, if a bit bawdy. Can we talk about this for a minute? First, it was cards. Then we put the cards in a sleeve. Then we put the cards in a sleeve and a top loader. Then we put the cards in a sleeve and sealed it in a graded slab. Then we put the card in a sleeve, in a slab guard. Now there's companies selling lucite prisons. You put the card in a sleeve, in a slab, in a bumper, then in a full lucite encasement. What are we doing here? Doesn't anybody just touch their cards anymore? This is about as sterile as this hobby can get. The next step will be some plastic encasement for us as we interact with our quadruply encased cards. The show was ending, it was close to 8 p.m. I had been through the tables twice, and dealers were starting to clean up and clear out. But on the way out the door, I scored some ultra-cheap sets. First was a 1990 Topps complete set, pack fresh cards too, in a ratty old box for $5. and a 1989 Fleer set, which was marked at $10. But I told the guy he could keep the Griffey rookie as I already had one. So he took out the Griffey and just gave me the rest of the set. Just gave it to me. 2 sets for $5. Now I've got a plan for the 89 Fleer set that I'll reveal in a few weeks, but the 89 Top set, this is perfect to resell. So I brought it home, put it in a new box that I got for $1, added a sealed wax pack that I picked up for $1, sleeved the rookies and the Griffey, and had it sold the next day on Marketplace for $25 to a buyer near my home. I really think that buyers just want nice things, and putting great cards in a dirty, decaying box makes buyers not want it. So I finished my Dallas show experience with a flip, netting $18 back into the card budget. On the way out, I ran into and was able to formally meet Jeremy Dodson, the Texas Snowman, who now runs Collector Investor Auctions. Nice guy. Maybe he'll be a new subscriber to this channel, who knows. With so little vintage, I'm not sure I'll be back to the Dallas show anytime soon, but it was a fun way to forget about life for a while, catch up on some baseball card podcasts on the nearly 9 hours of driving I needed to do, and find a little zen in this otherwise zenless world. Thanks for watching. Help support the channel with the purchase of a custom card box divider made to your exacting specifications. Send me an email at philliesbaseballcards@gmail.com to talk about how.